Hello and welcome to 14 Days. Today we're back with Project Zomboid. We're going to take a supply run. So we're in Riverside, base is in the gated community there. And we're going to drive our trailer van, whatever you want to call it, up to the warehouse and storage lockers, a bit further north along the river. So just kitted out a Molotov cocktail and a lighter into the inventory ready. Because the first thing we'll need to do is clear the area. So what I'm going to do, sped up for ease of use, obviously, this clip, is attract as many zombies as we can. Just going to equip the Molotov there ready. I'm just going to do a lot of shouting, which is basically the Q button if you don't already know. If you're crouching and stealthily walking, Q will make you kind of whisper. But once you're standing, it's basically a shout, and anyone anywhere near, any zombies anywhere near will come running at you. So beware before you press Q, unless you want them all to come to you, like I do in this situation. So I've zoomed out just so you can see how many we've got, and there we go. Let the Molotov go, and I want to make sure that they actually get the effect, so get them to walk through it as much as you can. And as soon as you've got a group of zombies that are on fire, they will occasionally set fire to the floor, particularly if it's grass, but even if it's the road. It's just a lot more common on the grass and woods, trees, shrubs, that sort of thing, as you might expect. So we go round and round, shouting, getting all the waifs and strays, because what we want to do is, before going in the warehouse, I'm just going to use fire to clear a load of these zombies out. You have to spend a little bit of time wandering about though. As you can see, there's a lot of burning ones on us. So a little bit later, we're moving over to where the storage depot is. So I just want to clear any zombies out of this area as well. There's not many around the storage bit itself. I've still got a big horde of burning ones behind me. There's some more a bit further up, so I'm just going to get those in, and that should do us. So finally, I mean, these zombies are kind of on their way out now, so I'm just going to make a little carnage by setting fire to the forest just for fun. When it's nice and dry, the forest goes up quite well. What you can do is, if the forest is on fire, just in case you get any more hordes later on and you haven't got another Molotov, you can come back and set them on fire in the forest. And we're all done. And so we're in the self-storage locker area. I'm going to show you a few of these. A lot of these are locked, so unless you can, I'm not sure if there's a key knocking about, you can either bash the doors down with crowbars or a sledgehammer, if you can find a sledgehammer, or you can probably dismantle them with a propane torch, but you will need a welding mask. Quite tricky to find, we'll come on to that later. So what we can do though is, quite a few of these are open and there's some stuff in them, so we'll go and inspect those to see what's available for free. If you can actually get the distance right on that zombie. As you might have seen there, I changed from machete to crowbar because the machete broke. So there's some generic stuff in these garages, might be some good for you, depending on what you've already got in your setup. And one of the main things I'm interested in here is fishing line and tackle. So that could come in very handy. So I'm just going to nick one of each of those. Can always come back. Still going to need a rod. Let's set ourselves up to do some fishing later. Now, forward fasted through the night there. He's just had some rest. So we're going to pop in. Here's some banging going on. So we know there's some zombies around. Pop in and really see what we can get to. So apart from the big garages outside, and this little storeroom, of course, there are actually a load of small indoor self-storage units here. So if you want to, you can clean all of those out. Bearing in mind, anything you see here is going to be varied for when you play it in your run through. It could be a lot less or even more and completely different gear each time. So grab a few bits and I think I'll wander up to the office and just have a random pick through. There's some bits there could be quite useful. I've still got my eye out at the moment for garbage bags, because they make good water collectors, so I'm still nicking those where I can. And obviously, like fridges and microwaves, you can actually take them back to your base, and if you've got a generator, you can use them like a TV for cooking food rather than a cooker or the fire itself. So back outside, I had to smash the window of this van because I want to get in the back of it. So you can quickly climb in, unlock the doors from the other menu, and then you can get in the back, because it's Knox distillery van, and distilleries tend to have quite a lot of whiskey. There we go. 10 bottles of bourbon. I'm going to nick them all because I've got a big van, a large capacity in these box vans if you can find one. And the vending machines now have some crisps and stuff in them, which they didn't have originally. So took me bourbon and crisps, and I've made a move all the way over to the warehouse section, away from storage containers. This one's nicely open for some strange reason. So we're just going to have a quick look around, make sure there's nobody in there. See, there's lots of coveralls there, and they can be quite useful because you can tailor those, put padding in them and stuff like that. So they're quite a useful item. Other than that, it's quite a good supply of sort of reasonably tough clothing. So going into the main storage area, you'll see, just collect another garbage bag, you'll see there are tons of boxes of gear. And again, there's quite a lot here. You may not get as much, and it will be definitely sort of varied gear as you go through. Most of these boxes, probably not all, but most of them's got some bits in. You can see for later use, there's all sorts of concrete and paint and things like that. You can actually use that. I'm not going to go into it here. You'll find the sinks will probably still have some water in them. If you do run short, you can have a top up from them. And get yourself a spare hammer, lots of duct tape, which is brilliant for repairing weapons, so always grab every bit of duct tape you can. You're going to need some nails if you're going to do some building and fencing and building of water butts, etc. And all the seeds. Do a bit of gardening, you want loads of packs of seeds and a garden trowel, that kind of thing. Let you dig all the holes for it. So just hearing a bit of activities. I'm just going to wander upstairs to see who's in, and that was definitely the wrong move, so panic, run down. He's been injured, so let's get out of the way, put a door in between us, slow them down so I can check really what's going on. Got a scratch, so I have got some disinfectant wipes and stuff, so it's worth giving them a go over. You don't want a common infection, even if it's not a zombie infection. And we're bandaged up, but just looking at my Moodicons that you can't see, was a bit tired, so we've popped back to the van, had a little sleep, and then we're coming back to get those zombies that have broken out now that we're in a better place. And we'll take them out one at a time. It's a lot safer. And the other one's still in there, so let's finish him off. That might be all of them at the moment. So we finish off what we're doing. And we can have a look upstairs now. Alright, they've gone. There's a few bits here if you like paint. Other than that, not too much. And this is the roof door. You could set up a base on the roof if you wanted to. Ways and means of doing that. So what I'm actually after is a sledgehammer, and take the odd crowbar because they're brilliant long-term weapons. They don't run out very easily. And a crowbar and a sledgehammer and a welding mask. You need a welding mask to do a lot of the metalwork stuff. with the propane torch. So we're going to go and grab as much as we can. Okay, so did pretty well there in the end. I got the sledgehammer, and I got some more seeds and lots of duct tape, and actually a wood axe, so that should make the tree cutting even easier. You can get a fireman's axe, you can get a little hand axe, but the wood axe is going to be stronger on all of those. So dealt with the local zombies again around the back of this area, which is the kind of the factory bit. So there's some stuff in here, not as much, worth having a look. So what I've actually done is these doors are actually metal, and you can't open them without dismantling them. So I've equipped the propane torch and the welding mask that we found in the warehouse by chance, and we're going to open the door. So we can dismantle the door using that item on the menu there. And what you find is the propane torches come with 10 uses inside them. And obviously the dismantling the door will take 1 use. If you want to dismantle a car, it will take 10. But you can top them back up again if you can find a propane tank in a gas barbecue, the silver barbecues, that kind of thing. Or just another one laying around. So much the same sort of gear in here. You'll find some more bits quite useful though. There's all sorts of saws and hammers and different things looking about. A pipe wrench if you want to do any plumbing. See my recent video on installing plumbing into your base. So we're going to have a quick run through, just have a quick look, and then we're going to head back. So I'll leave these bits in so you can have a sort of a brief look inside this factory. I don't think there's anything too exciting. Quite a lot of the gear in here is quite standard. So planks and seeds and a few tools. And yeah, a couple of zombies have just broken the window, so I'll just check through here. And we'll just pop up because I just want to look in that room up there. See if there's any bits in it once we see these. So I don't think there's anything exciting for us in here that wasn't already in the other factory. Nobody in here, so just shut the door just to give myself a little bit of space in case any more come through the window. Bit more duct tape. And there's like metal work cupboard. So take some welding rods. So if you really want to get into your base making it out of metal, this is the sort of stuff you need. Again, there's another welding mask in there for some reason. Can't see me needing 2 of those. So I think we'll call it a day there and head back, because I was mostly after the welding mask and the sledgehammer. Of course, you still get a few groups lurking around. These guys have just wandered into view. I'm going to use the old walking backwards, pushing and whacking until they all start falling down technique. This works a lot better after you get sort of 1 or 2 skill points for the weapons, whichever one you happen to be using. And believe it or not, don't wear too many clothes because that slows you down. Obviously it gives you protection as well. Right, and that will do us. We're going to head back and offload our gear now. Got plenty of bourbon, so you can use that to sterilise clothes and bandages. So it's pretty useful. Character gets a bit giddy and cheers himself up if you drink it. Also, and we've got our sledgehammer and our welding gear for later on. There's a couple of old battered cars that can't be moved outside my base, and I'm going to take them apart. So I'm going to use that for that. Well, I hope you got something out of this video. Some ideas, location for the base particularly. Very good gated community base if you can find it in Riverside, if you can get there in one piece. quite easy to board off, and an idea what you're looking for really with a warehouse. Let's say might not be as good as a bounty as the one I found today, but there's some ideas there about taking out the population. We'll see you next time. Please like and subscribe.